Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new video on this very channel. In today's video we will feed some of my terrestrial tarantulas, and just keep in mind that this is a filler video which we will upload to keep the channel up and running while we are editing or filming new tarantula documentaries and wildlife adventures. So we'll just start. Now let us start with the very first tarantula of the video. It is a species from the genus Xenestis, and as it looks like, it is just freshly molted as well. Now, as always, we're just going to check if the tarantula is hungry at all. So we will just tickle it a little bit and see if she's actually interested at all. She is interested, of course. So you see her in all her beauty. It is a magnificent species, Xenestis species megascopula, and we have prepared some delicious mealworms here, which we will just offer the tarantula. And let's see. She just grabbed this mealworm, and fun fact though is that this Xenestis species megascopula is not yet described. It is still an undescribed species of Xenestis from the country of Colombia, and of course we will hope to see a genus revision of this species and genus very soon. The name why they are called megascopula is because of the fact that they have this immensely scopulated tarsus and metatarsus on four, which is unique within the whole genus Xenestis, even though they do have already a quite densely scopulated tarsus and metatarsus. So what I'm talking about is, let me show it on here. This part right here on the leg 4, the tarsus and metatarsus is heavily scopulated with a lot of hairs, which tarantulas normally use to climb flat surfaces. We might cover that in a future episode on the biology and anatomy of tarantulas. So she's eating, she's doing fine. We'll continue with the next one. This is another not so freshly molted but still very interesting Xenestis species. We have covered this one already a few times on this very channel. This one has a bigger hide, and we will just make sure that the tarantula is home. So we will remove the hide just for the sake of this video, of course. So no need to worry. This is not something we do usually. If we turn around and try to tickle the tarantula a little bit, she will hopefully get a feeding response here. Nevertheless, Xenestis species blue is the name of this species we have in our collection. It is one of, I think, 3 specimens at the moment. One huge adult female and this smaller specimen over here. Just look at how amazing this tarantula looks like. The blue coloration is yet not really there because, as you see, it's in heavy pre-molt. The colors are quite dull, and we'll just offer her a mealworm instead. Hopefully she's hungry. Let's see. Now this is for sure a very interesting species of tarantula. Yeah, she is hungry, even though she needed quite a little bit of, let's say, motivation here on the spider. Pretty cool looking tarantula, right? This is the Xenestis species blue from Colombia, as well as all Xenestis species are from Colombia. We're also doing a rehouse check, so if you are seeing that one of these tarantulas needs actually a rehouse, just let us know down in the comment section. Of course, I have done my list already, and we will show the rehouse of these species and specimens we have in our collection in the next and upcoming video. Nevertheless, let us know down in the comments which one you think needs a rehouse. So we'll put on the hide and continue with the next one. Now here we do have another specimen of Xenestis species blue, also more or less freshly molted. And as you see, this specimen right here is very nicely colored and extremely blue as well. It is one of the most magnificent tarantulas out there, in my opinion. You see the striking pose she is already in because we already disturbed her a little bit too much. Nevertheless, I think this is one on the list which needs a rehouse very soon, but we will offer her another delicious food item here and see if she's hungry at all. Xenestis species blue, remarkable tarantula, and one you actually need in your collection if you're serious about keeping all these giant tarantulas like Pamphobeteus. The Xenestis species blue is just completely different to all other Xenestis species. It starts with the carapace, which is colored completely in a different way with this copper pinkish tone and very striking stripes on the carapace itself. The blue coloration is nice as well, but it's not that giveaway in my opinion here. So we will see if she's grabbing the mealworm. Does not look like it, so we will help her out. Yeah, she is more defensive than anything else. You see she's raising her abdomen and she's also starts kicking hairs. That's another sign actually of that the enclosure is too small and she has no place to hide. So definitely another specimen on the list which needs a rehouse very soon, and we'll get one of the bigger tanks maybe in the background, or we will already put her in one of the glass enclosures as her final enclosure in the end. Let's see, the mealworm is close again, but it just does not look like she's hungry, so we will continue with the next specimen. Now here we do have another very interesting tarantula. It is one of its kind as well. It is living sympatrically with the Xenestis imanis and usually has an amazing feeding response, as you see. So nevertheless, my camera does have a problem with autofocus, but she is ready to get some food. So we will get her some food. Yeah, this is not working as expected. As you see, she just grabbed the mealworm and having a fight a little bit. But they are remarkable tarantulas and grow quite quickly, are not so prone to dryness or humidity problems. So you can keep this species more on the drier side as well, which helps in a collection certainly, because you don't have them constantly and raise the humidity all the time to make the spider feel comfortable. But this one, another very interesting tarantula, and one we will continue seeing to grow. So this next species is from the genus Pamphobeteus, which has a huge distribution in South America. It is native to Ecuador, Peru, Colombia, Brazil as well, in the Amazon region. There are different groups of different Pamphobeteus species, complex groups. So how you can identify your Pamphobeteus is actually the best way when they are still small, when they are still a spiderling. And yeah, we'll just have a different abdominal pattern on the abdomen. Of course, very great feeders. As you see, this one, Pamphobeteus species Costa is this one, which is native to the coast of Ecuador itself. And this species has a Christmas tree pattern on the abdomen. On Pamphobeteus from the Amazon region, or also from the highland region, which are completely blue or have a different kind of, I'll show you a picture maybe, but they have a different marking also on the carapace with a white stripe around the carapace. The ones from the eastern part of the Andes, so the ones from Colombia. And yeah, just amazing tarantulas, and one which I can just recommend keeping. This is also one which is on the bigger side now and has outgrown its enclosure at least a little bit. So we will hopefully rehouse this one in the next video. Up to the next one. You might remember this adult male I've shown already a few times. It is not that happy to see us. Usually this is an adult male which we got as an adult female, but it's so old that it took quite a while that it turned out to mature. It is once bought as a Eoatlus parvulus, and yeah, nevertheless this is not a species which is valid anymore. We will try to feed him. Usually he is very hungry, even though he matured already and is living in this mature adult male state for quite some time now, but we are very hopeful that he will live for another month, 2-3 months, or maybe even half a year. Remarkable tarantula. I can recommend keeping them if you get them as captive bred spiderlings, of course, which are very rare because it's hard to breed this species. It is one from Chile. We will get an adult female very soon to hopefully try and pair them. And not only that, but of course we try and get an exec from the female once she is ready and matured. But yeah, just a short feeding clip of this tarantula. Remarkable coloration as well, and always very hungry. You can see that he just grabbed the sofa no time and is therefore eating it as well. So hopefully he will live some more months, maybe even a year, and we will now continue with the next one. Now we have one on the smaller side as well, which I have not rehoused yet, but because the species is so small, usually it does not need any rehouse, but we can try and grab a little cricket and see if someone is actually responding to the cricket in its burrow, because usually they come out and try and feed on this very cricket you offered. This is a Pteridocosmos species. This is Pteridocosmos elegans. You have seen this one already in a video. I will just link it up here. Top 3 Pteridocosmos species in my collection, and you can get more detailed information on this very species. Maybe we will see her, so let me try and tickle her out a little bit. Here is the beauty of the little dwarf tarantula. She is remarkable looking, and let's see. Truly amazing. We had a little view on the spider, but of course, let's continue with one who is actually hungry. Now, this is a bigger box, and the bigger box because of a reason, since in this one actually lives a adult tarantula with the name of Pterinochilus murinus, a darker form of the spider. You see her. It is quite amazing, and we will check if she's hungry at all. We will offer her a mealworm, but the problem is when you talk, it's never a good thing to talk and feed your tarantulas. That's why I usually don't like, first of all, to record clips like this, but also I don't like seeing these clips, because when you talk, your voice like sound waves, and this one will produce vibrations, which tarantulas are very sensitive to. So pro tip here, if you breed tarantulas, or when you breed tarantulas, and also when you feed them, just be quiet. It's actually not the best practice what I do here, showing you how to feed tarantulas and keep talking at the same time. So let's see if someone is hungry. Nope, that's not going to work. So let us try it that way. She is sensing. Does not look like it though. Usually she's always hungry, so I don't know why she's not grabbing it now. But probably because we talked way too much. So continue with the next one. Now this is another very interesting species. It is a Hylobrachys species from Thailand. Near the National Park of Kaeng Krachan. This one is also usually very hungry, so we'll just offer one over here and hopefully get to see some feeding action. No response whatsoever, so we will offer her another one, but this time directly. Nope. Not even then. That's fascinating. We'll put this one out. And when I talk, she reacts to it. So, usually very bad thing to just talk and feed tarantulas. Now let us try with some new additions I got here. These ones are Pamphobeteus Species Electric Blue, and I hope you can see the blue in the Pamphobeteus, or at least the electric blue. I got them from a friend of mine, and I'm very glad that now I have 4 of these tarantulas in my collection, because we searched for this tarantula actually in the national park where it is from, like from the Khao region, and have not found them. Unfortunately, we've searched for them to, of course, document them in the wild, and it did not work out. So this one is a freshly molted specimen. So let us see if she's hungry already, or maybe she needs some little rest here. Usually they are very delicate, very fast, and you really need to look out on how to handle these. Look at that specimen. You can see maybe that she is a little blue on the part on the upper legs, but let's see if she's hungry as well. It's too early, huh? Yeah, it's too early. So when a tarantula molted recently, you offer her food and she is not ready to eat it, you never leave the food with the tarantula. You always put the food back and let the tarantula rest a little bit more. That's the only good thing you should do. This is a bad feeding video. There is not much, there are not many hungry tarantulas here. So remove the cricket and let's go to the next one. So I couldn't show you any of these Pamphobeteus Species Electric Blue from Thailand in action. We do have here some very interesting adult male I just paired the female with. It is a Bumba horrida, which was called before Bumba kabolka. And this one is also freshly molted to an adult male. As you see, here is the mold present, and they usually will get some, they usually will eat something as well. What you also see in this picture is not only the adult male right here, but also over here is the mold of the spider, so we can remove the mold of the spider itself just to keep the enclosure clean. And this white webbing over here, what is the sperm web of the adult male, which he needs to build when he does not appear to be hungry. But it's some adult males, they will not eat at all once they matured. Some adult males will eat like crazy, as you've seen with the Pamphobeteus species behind me. So we will also leave here a cricket inside. The topic of today's video was just a few tarantulas from the terrestrial side, most of them New World tarantulas, to feed them. I think we tried our best, and the next time we will try and feed some of our arboreal ones. And in this video with the arboreal ones, I will show you some new additions which need a rehouse very soon. So we'll get some of the enclosures behind me ready for the next rehouse. This is all I want to say for now. Thank you guys for watching this short video about feeding our tarantulas. I hope the next video will be another in the wild video showing tarantulas in their native habitat. And that's for it. Enjoy, share, like and subscribe. Thank you guys, and see you next week.